Rejoice, everyone. While the Six Nations is on that fallow down week, the URC is back with round 12, Origins round, where players are encouraged to wear the socks of the school or the club that they started out with to celebrate where they started from. Firstly, going to look at Leinster's away clash with Cardiff tonight at 7 p.m. That's at Cardiff Arms Park. It's going to be live on TG Cahir at 5 to 7 and Premier Sports 1 from 6:30 p.m. As for the team, it is as follows: Jimmy O'Brien, Joshua Kenny, Rico Ione, Robbie Henshaw, Ruben Maloney, Harry Byrne, Fintan Gunn, John McKee, Andrew Sparrow, Alan Spicer, Brian Deeney, Max Deegan, who also captains the side, Scott Penny and James Culhan. The replacements are Gus McCarthy, Alex Usinoff, Rabah Slimani, RG Snyman, Josh Erickson, Luke McGrath, Charlie Tector and Andrew Osborne. Harry Byrne starts at fly half after being released by Ireland. And then we also have those three returnees from injury, Robbie Henshaw, Jimmy O'Brien, who both start, and then Rabah Slimani, who is on the bench. Then the Cardiff team is as follows: Cam Winnett, Jacob Beetham, Harry Millard, Ben Thomas, Mason Grady, Callum Sheehy, Alid Davis, Rhys Barrett, Liam Belcher, Yavin Sebastian, Josh McNally, George Knott, Alan Lawrence, Dan Thomas, Tane Basham. And the replacements for Cardiff are Daff Hughes, Danny Southward, Kieran Asarati, Rory Thornton, Evan Rees, Johan Mulder, Ian Lloyd and Tom Bowen. Cardiff also had some international returnees with Liam Belcher, Ben Thomas and Mason Grady returning from Wales camp to play the fixture. Then looking at the form of both sides, Leinster currently sit in second place in the URC with 40 points, while Cardiff currently sit in fifth place, the highest of the Welsh teams in the competition, just 4 points behind Leinster on 36 points. Leinster have won the last 5 of their games in URC, while Cardiff have 2 wins from their last 5. Then looking at the last time out for Leinster is quite a long while ago. The last time out was a 28-20 home win over Edinburgh. That was on the 31st of January. While the last time out was that same Saturday for Cardiff, it was a 14-21 away loss to Ulster. Then looking at the last 4 meetings between the sides, Leinster have won 3, while Cardiff's last win over Leinster was at home in 2022. And that was a 29-27 win against Leinster. Then looking at some of the stats, Leinster come in with a slightly higher line-out success rate for the season with 94 compared to Cardiff's 88, while Cardiff come in with a slightly higher scrum success rate for the season, 95% compared to Leinster's 89%. Then the referee for the fixture will be Scotland's Sam Grove White. Now moving to Saturday's fixtures and Connacht. Connacht face top of the table Glasgow Warriors at home at the Dexcom Stadium on Saturday the 28th of February. Kick-off is at 3 p.m. Coverage is live on TG Cahir from 2:30 and Premier Sports 1 from 2:30 p.m. also. Radio commentary is available on Saturday Sport and RT Radio 1 from 2 p.m. Then looking at the teams for Connacht, it is as follows: Sam Gilbert, Shane Jennings, Harry West, Cottle Ford, Finn Tracy, Josh Ione, Caelan Blade, Dennis Buckley, Dylan Tierney-Martin, Sam Illo, David O'Connor, Joe Joyce, Paul Boyle, Sean O'Brien and Sean Jansen. And then the replacements are Matthew Victory, Billy Bohan, Jack Ainger, Josh Murphy, Keane Prendergast, Colin Riney, Jack Carty and Bundy Aki. That's 4 changes since their last outing, which was a bonus point win over Zebra. Sam Illo returns from injury to start alongside Dennis Buckley in the front row, while Finn Tracy starts on the wing and David O'Connor starts at lock. Keane Prendergast is on the bench following his really solid cameo against England at the weekend. I mentioned in my review when he came on, he really did well. He really matched Ireland's tempo, winning clean ball off the line out and even securing a turnover. Bundy Aki is also on the bench after that 4-game ban. He had been training with Ireland last week. He wasn't at that training session yesterday, obviously, after linking up with Connacht to play in this match. It'll be really interesting to see whether he could play himself back into Ireland contention, especially with Stuart McCloskey there, who's going to be really hard to unseat in that 12 jersey. He's been Ireland's standout player of the tournament, maybe even one of the all-round standout players for the entire tournament. Looking at the Glasgow team, it is as follows: Jamie Batty, Seb Stephen, Murphy Walker, Yare Aguntabeju, Alex Samuel, Ewan Ferry, Angus Fraser, Ali Miller, Ben Afshar, Dan Lancaster, Ollie Smith, Kerr Yule, Stafford McDowell, who captains the side, Kyle Rowe and Josh McKay. And the replacements are as follows: Gregor Hiddleston, Patrick Schickerling, Sam Talakai, Alex Craig, Sione Valianu, Mackenzie Duncan, Jack Oliver and Adam Hastings. So Franco Smith has only made one change from the team that beat Munster 31-22 back in January, lock Alex Samuel being the only player drafted in. Then Gregor Hiddleston, Alex Craig and Adam Hastings have also returned from Scotland's camp to face Connacht. Then looking at the form of both sides, Glasgow currently sit top of the URC with 44 points. They've won 5 of their last 5 games in the URC. Their last defeat was in round 6 of the tournament to Scarlets. That was a 23-0 away loss to them. While Connacht, they currently sit in 12th place with 21 points. They have won just 1 of their last 5 games, the last being a 31-15 away win against Zebra. Then the referee for that game will be Wales's Ben Breakspear. Stuart Lancaster has said, "We're under no illusions that we've a big task ahead of us. Glasgow have won 9 on the bounce, so are very well coached with quality across the pitch. But I'm also confident in our qualities both individually and collectively. So if we perform like I know we can for the full 80 minutes, we'll give ourselves a great chance." Then up again on Saturday, Munster face Zebra at home at Thomond Park at 5:30. It's going to be live on Premier Sports 1 from 5:15. And the Munster team is as follows: Mike Haley, Calvin Nash, Tom Farrell, Dan Kelly, Shane Daly, JJ Hanron, Paddy Patterson, Michael Milner, Niall Scannell, Michael Alalatoa, Jean Klein, Finian Reacherly, Gavin Coombs, Jack O'Donoghue, who captains the side, and Brian Gleeson. Then the replacements are Lee Barron, Josh Wycherley, John Ryan, Edwin Adogbo, Alex Condenan, Ethan Coughlin, Tom Wood, and Sean O'Brien. So that sees 10 changes from Munster's 31-22 loss to Glasgow. Tom Farrell and Michael Milner returned from Ireland camp to start, while Edwin Adogbo, he returns from Ireland camp as a replacement off the bench. Calvin Nash also returns from a shoulder injury he picked up against Toulon last month, while JJ Hanron returns from a hamstring injury also. Scrum half Paddy Patterson, he is in line to make his 50th appearance for Munster. Also, Academy and Under-20s star fly half Tom Wood is set to make his second appearance for Munster. Wood, he was the son of Ireland and Munster legend Keith Wood. He made his Munster debut against Glasgow last month, and he was also on that Ireland Under-20 side that beat England 31-21 last weekend. Unfortunately, I don't have the Zebra team. It hasn't been published at the time of recording, but if it comes out subsequently, I will put in a screenshot here. Then looking at the form of the two sides, Munster currently sit in 6th place with 35 points. Last time out again was that 31-22 away loss to Glasgow. They currently have 2 wins and 3 losses from their last 5 games. Then looking at Zebra, they are in 16th and last place in the URC with 12 points. They currently have 5 losses from their last 5 games. The last time out was that 15-31 home loss to Connacht. And then the referee for this game will be Scotland's Mike Adamson. And finally, we go to Ulster. They also play on Saturday at 7:45, away to Ospreys at Bridge End. Coverage is on Premier Sports 2 from 7:30 and also the URC TV app. I actually have a subscription for that service, but I actually haven't used it once. Maybe between TG Cahir and my subscription to Premier Sports, it just hasn't really come in useful. Let me know if you've used it, if you find it useful. Then looking at the team for Ulster, it is as follows: Eric O'Sullivan, Tom Stewart, Scott Wilson, Ian Henderson, Charlie Irvine, Matthew Dalton, David McCann, Bryn Ward, Nathan Doak, Jack Murphy, Zach Ward, Jude Postlethwaite, James Hume, Werner Koch, and Michael Lowry. And then the replacements for Ulster are Rob Herring, Angus Bell, Brian O'Connor, Harry Sheridan, Marcus Ray, Conor McKee, Jake Flannery, and Ben Carson. So 4 of Ulster's Irish contingent have returned for this fixture. Cormac is a GQ. He sustained a concussion in training this week and he will follow those graduated return to play protocols. As for the other returnees, Bryn Ward, Tom Stewart, Nathan Doak and Jude Postlethwaite, they all returned from Ireland camp to start for Ulster. Then looking at the Osprey side, it is as follows: Gareth Thomas, co-captain Sam Parry, Rhys Henry, James Fender, Ryan Smith, James Ratty, Ross Moriarty, Morgan Morse, Cormac Foley, Jack Walsh, who's also a co-captain, Keelan Giles, Kieran Williams, Owen Watkin, Dan Casenda, and Easton Hopkins. And then the replacements for Ospreys are Lewis Lloyd, Stephen Thomas, Tom Bota, Hugh Sutton, Harry Deeves, Reuben Morgan Williams, Luke Scully, Evardi Boshoff. Prop Gareth Thomas, he's set to make his 150th appearance for Ospreys, and Ospreys loan signing from Leinster scrum half Cormac Foley starts at 9. Then looking at the form of both sides, Ulster currently sit in 4th place in the URC with 36 points. They currently have 3 wins from their last 5, and the last time out was a 21-14 home win against Cardiff. Ospreys currently sit in 9th place with 25 points. They have 3 wins, 1 draw and 1 loss from their last 5. The last time out for them was a 19-13 home win against Dragons. And then the referee for that fixture is Filippo Russo from Italy. After a bit of a whirlwind through all those fixtures, there's just time to look at any other business. Just looking, James Lowe, he's going to be ruled out of the Six Nations. The RFU confirmed that James Lowe will play no further part in Ireland's Guinness Six Nations campaign following a groin injury he sustained during the opening quarter of Saturday's record win against England. Simon Eastby had confirmed that he was seeing a specialist, so not good news for Ireland or Leinster. Also, more potential bad news for Leinster. Luke McGrath has been linked to a potential move to Perpignan next season. Rugby Pass reported that it seems to be a done deal, saying Perpignan are reported to have agreed a deal to sign Leinster's former Ireland scrum half Luke McGrath to end their search for an international quality scrum half. And then to Mike Prendergast, who's set to leave Munster at the end of the season. Munster confirmed that senior coach Mike Prendergast will depart the province at the end of the 25-26 season. After 4 seasons with the province as attack coach, RT reports that head coach Clayton McMillan, he said the news of Mike Prendergast's decision to leave Munster came as a huge disappointment. Again, that's more upheaval in terms of coaching for Munster. They've gone through a lot of coaches in their last couple of seasons. So this is obviously really disappointing news for fans and players, as Mike Prendergast was pretty popular amongst the playing group also, and more potential coaching disruption. Saracens have distanced themselves from that potential Andy Farrell coup. The club actually put out a pretty strong statement denying that any talks have taken place between the two parties. They said, Saracens would like to address recent media speculation linking Andy Farrell with a coaching role at the club. Andy has not discussed his future with anyone on the board or ownership group of Saracens, and we can categorically state, despite numerous reports to the contrary in the press, that no offer has been made to Andy. Andy has long-standing and deep personal ties to Saracens. He represented the club as a player between 2005 and 2009 and remains closely affiliated with the club through his family as the father of Owen Farrell, one of the most significant players in Saracens' history and current member of the squad. The misguided reporting is disrespectful to Brendan Ventnor, who would be assuming the DOR responsibilities from Mark McCall at the end of the 25-26 season. It is also disrespectful to Andy and the RFU. Given Andy's close relationship to Saracens, the club looks forward to welcoming him to more fixtures once the Six Nations Championship has concluded. This was followed up with Rugby Pass reporting that the IRFU are holding crunch talks with Farrell as these rumours still swirl of that potential $1 million a year deal with the Premiership club. Would also see him working alongside Owen again. Obviously, Andy Farrell's contract is up with Ireland at the end of that 2027 World Cup. Rugby Pass, quoting the Irish Independent, said Farrell commented saying, I'm contracted till after the World Cup. That's 21 months or whatever. It's a long time. Again, I love doing what I do. It's not just me with decisions like that. But for now, the only thing on my mind is doing as good a job as I possibly can. Do you think Andy Farrell will stay on as Ireland head coach after that 2027 World Cup, or do you think he will move on back to Saracens on that potential £1 million a year deal? So let me know what you think. So let me know what particular games you are looking forward to this weekend. Any particular Ireland players that you're looking forward to see back in action for their provinces. Also, what are your predictions for these URC Origin Round clashes? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you as always for watching. Please like and subscribe. It helps me to keep doing these videos and do what I do. Enjoy the weekend of rugby and I'll see you in the next one. Bye now.